And all the ladies say, and all the ladies say. Welcome, Catherine, to Champagne and Conversations. How are you, love?
I'm wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you for joining us. It has
Thank
been
you.
quite the day. So this is something that we certainly need. I appreciate you joining us from the Midwest? You say Ohio?
Yes, ma'am. Northern Ohio.
Yay, yay. How's the weather there?
It's good. It warmed up recently, so I think summer is finally here. Thank goodness.
Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, Catherine Swain, we actually have her hashtagged on as VK Swain, and she is another of the family from Phantom on the Beat that we had on yesterday, and an amazing R&B voice. We're so excited to have you, and like I said, I needed another piece of this today, so thank you for that.
I'll give you a little piece right now. How about that?
Yeah.
Then you say that you're through with me. Then you say that you never leave. Then you say that I'm all you need. Boy, make up your mind.
Cheers to you. Listen, I didn't even pick up my glass when we came in so I could do. Oh, look at you. You're fancy. Well, pop your bottle, girlfriend. You deserve it. Oh, I love that. Thank you.
Let's see. Hopefully I don't break anything in my house.
And while she's popping bottles, because we love that in the middle of the afternoon. Oh! And listen, it didn't even bubble over. Good for you. Because I always wonder, is it going to be all over me by the time we finish?
Right.
But the song, we want to just go into, make certain that we share the title of the song. And obviously, as you just left us with that amazing chorus, that you tell us where to find it. And
this song is called Make Up Your Mind. It was produced by Phantom of the Beat, Haj G of the UMCs. Shout out Haz. And you can find it on all streaming services. So whether you use Apple Music, Tidal, Spotify, you can find it on there. You can also find it on Who Mag Distribution Volume 3, Women of the World. Cheers to the women. Thanks to Rob Schwartz for that. So yeah.
Yay. Well, pour your champagne and let's toast. Are you like the ones that they already have it done? Look at you. Look at you. Cheers. Oh, that's so amazing. And I actually have my rosé today, so I'm really excited about it.
Me too.
Just don't let me drink too much until we get to the end. I start acting crazy. But anyway, so first, let's start with your influences growing up. What were your influences just to kind of lead you into this whole R&B space?
My first influence, I would say at a young age, I think around 7, maybe 6, was definitely Mariah Carey.
Nice.
I loved her. Mm-hmm. The song My All by Mariah Carey is the first song that I really remember being obsessed with at the age of 7. I can still remember the video, every detail. I love that song. I love that video. So shout out to Mariah.
Shout out to Mariah. I love Mariah. Yes. What album was that? What was the name of her?
Oh, it was right before Rainbow. I can't remember the name of the album.
Really early. The one that Honey was on?
Do what?
Was Honey on that album?
I think so.
That was the first one. I don't remember exactly, but yeah.
The album Rainbow I got, that was one of my first actual albums that that my parents bought me. So nice. I love that. Okay. I love that one too, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, definitely Christina Aguilera is a big influence. I love her. I love her style, her songs, her soul. She sings from her soul. So she's a very big influence. And then, of course, all the great R&B pop stars, Beyonce, Rihanna. Lately, I've been really diving into a lot of Jhené Aiko the past couple of years. I love her. So soothing. Her voice is so soothing and so therapeutic, which is what she definitely goes for, because she's very into music therapy. So I love that about her.
Yeah.
And, you know, Kaylani, I love Kaylani. Summer Walker, she has, you know, an amazing voice. She just had her album come out a couple years ago that I'm still obsessed with. My husband's like, please stop, for the love of God.
Right.
But I really love her and connected to her because she's like very vocal about having performance anxiety and social anxiety. And you don't really hear a lot about that from people who are really successful all the time. You know what I mean? Not everybody wants to be really open about how your nerves can affect you when you go out in front of people, different than when you're one-on-one and that kind of thing. So I really love how, you know, open she is about how that affects her in her career.
Absolutely. Do you think that you have performance anxiety?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, I have since I was young. Like when I was in high school, my best friend and I, she's a singer too. So we would sing, you know, a lot of times at high school and stuff. And there'd be times that I'd call her and I'd be like, hey, I can't do it. Like, will you please sing for me? Because I would get so I would get shakes and short of breath and all that kind of stuff. So I've dealt with it for a long time, but you know, what can you do? You just got to keep moving.
Yeah, I read something about where they were telling artists that you should start by performing instead of start in the studio. And that kind of allows for you to get, you know, kind of acquainted with that. And then it's not so much of you're used to being by yourself in the booth and then you come out to all these people. So, you know, possibly once the world opens back up, we're ready for summertime. And you know, when these concerts and stuff open up and you're out there, that you'll be able to just concentrate on the person in the back of the room. I think that's what they used to say, in the back of the room. No one is there but you.
They picture everyone naked in the crowd.
Something funny. What did you say?
They say picture everyone naked in the crowd and it won't make you nervous, but I think that make me more nervous.
Well, it's supposed to be funny just to take the edge off. But I guess the more you do it, you know, you're able to. And then, of course, as the crowd responds, it makes it even less stressful, you know, to be able to say, oh, this isn't that bad. So have you performed? Well, obviously, we're coming out of this COVID and we know your record just released, what did you say, March?
Back in March. Yep, the end of March. So it'll be just about 2 months now that it's been out. Yeah.
Awesome. And so you have not had an opportunity to perform it anywhere, virtually or otherwise?
No, not yet. And I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, I know my nerves get to me, but I haven't performed for a crowd in a long time. So I'm really looking forward to it. And I think it's just so important in such a big way of how people connect to you is watching you live and hearing you live and feeling the feelings that you're feeling when you're singing, and what's coming out of you goes to them. So I look forward to that. And I hope that, you know, I hope I can do well for everyone, for sure.
You will. I mean, obviously you started with the first part of it, which is singing from the soul. So if that's true and authentic, the rest of it will just flow. You just kind of get into the vibe and you know, you set your stage, you set it to the way you want it, you know, whether it's a small vignette or a big open arena, whatever it is that you desire. And then you just kind of step into that. So then you don't feel so much of the lights, camera situation. But one person that I did want to ask you, are you familiar with Joss Stone? Joss Stone.
Just Stone. I feel yes. I've heard her. I've listened to her songs. I think in high school is when I got her. My uncle actually gave me her album. Yes.
Yeah, she's dope. And you all have a lot of the same kind of soulful voice. So beautiful. I just wanted to find out that. And then of course, my favorite, which is Tina Marie, rest in peace. I just love her. I mean, just like no other, love her. So taking that R&B to that level, you know, will be amazing for you. Now, is this your only single? This first one, is this your only one? Okay.
Yes, this is my first and only major single. Yes, I worked on some music. Yeah, I worked on some music back out of high school, but that was with a local rap group. And back then we used to just use like other people's instrumentals. So this is my first single that's out. Yes.
Well, nice. Congratulations on it, because it is definitely a nice one.
Thank you.
What was the influence to this song? Was it a relationship or what?
Yeah, definitely. Just experiences I've had with relationships I've been in is, where a lot of my singing and writing comes from. A lot of the feeling that I have comes out, from past heartbreak and, just writing about stuff that I need to get out a little bit.
Yeah. Did you get it all out?
Not yet. I hope.
So what do you think the next will be? Will it be an up tempo, or you think you're going to do another kind of ballad?
That's a good question. Haz and I have been talking about that a lot recently. We have about 5 songs total that are done. So
okay,
here shortly they'll come out in an EP, form of an EP. Sure. I think probably have at least one more single come out. So we've been kind of going through and thinking about some stuff. I have one that I would like to come out next, and it's a little bit of a switch. It's upbeat for sure, and it's kind of the opposite, where you're celebrating the person that you're with and how they treat you and how much your relationship means. So that one I think would be good, just to kind of switch it up a little bit.
Like you moved on, pretty much.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Congratulations on the exit plan. You did well. That's what I told you. I don't need that. But yes, I mean, it's definitely therapy. So if that's what it takes to be able to move through it, and then of course you're sharing this with other people, obviously going through the same. So it definitely is an awesome concept, and we love the song. Guys, please check it out. I played it really, really loud earlier. I actually have a clip on my Instagram page, but I was just so taken by, and I will say, when MJ sent the link to me, I had to go back and look, because I said something must have happened, like it opened and then it was just that picture is not that funny. So just like something isn't right. And then I saw the candles and the whole backdrop, and I said, oh yeah, this is because that's what it takes to produce that kind of thing. Now, anyone in your family musically inclined?
Yes, my grandparents, my dad's dad is musically inclined, and my grandmother, who's technically my step grandmother, but she's my grandmother. She's musically inclined. And then my mom's mom is a singer, and she like all through high school, she would have me sing in the Christmas cantata with her at the church, at church every Christmas. And she always encouraged me and is very supportive. So I have a wonderful family, and they are amazing and very, very supportive. So
yeah. How has it been with you all during this unfortunate time, this COVID? Everybody been fine in your family?
Yes, thank goodness. Everybody's been fine. A couple extended family members had some health issues, but they're doing great. So, we're so thankful for that. But yes, thankfully everyone's been fine, and hopefully soon we'll be able to connect a lot more than we've been able to, the past year.
Yeah, absolutely. We're looking to take the turn now. I'm excited about summer and finally being able to get out. So, we'll see. We still do the mask, I think, but at least be able to get out. So that'll be awesome. And any plans you already have set for your first single? Have you had any calls for any performances?
Not yet, not performances yet. I am going to go to New York soon. We're going to do a video. So I'm very excited for that. I've never been to New York, so it'll be just a total experience all in itself, but it's going to be so exciting.
Yeah, it'll be a total experience. It will definitely, it'll be a little bit of culture shock. Just the movement and everything is so much different in New York. Everything is fast. Well, maybe not now, of course, because of COVID, people are still home, but it is typically, a fast-paced place. So yeah, it'll be definitely different than being in Ohio.
Right.
And you may just get to the point where you're like, I'm not going back. I want to stay. Especially if, music is what you're doing. And are you going to connect with Haas to do the video, or do you have another crew doing the video?
No, Haas is the man in charge for sure. So yeah, we'll connect. And I've never met him in person, which is crazy. So I'll be able to meet him and everyone else in person. So I'm really looking forward to that.
So how did that connection come?
So back when I got out of high school and I was working on music, we went to Columbus, Ohio to record some stuff. And we went to Advantage Recording Studio with DJ Kid Magic Rock out of Columbus. So I met him when I was about 18 years old.
Okay.
And when I moved up to Northern Ohio about 3 years ago, I got back into writing, and I really wanted to get back into, writing songs and recording. So I got in touch with him, and we've stayed connected through, the past decade or so. Just, hey, how are you? Always catching up and making sure we're doing good. But I got back in contact with him and just kind of told him what I was wanting to do. So he hooked me up with a producer in Columbus, and I wrote some demos. And I had been on Facebook and I saw where he posted about Haas, and it was like Haas's picture. It said Grammy nominated producer. It had Busta Rhymes, Lil Kim, 50 Cent, all these people on it. And I was like, oh, okay.
Like sold.
Right.
Yes.
So he, it was weird because I saw that, and then like maybe a day or two later we were talking, and he was like, hey, I don't know if you saw it, but I posted something on Facebook about a producer, and I want you to send your demos to him. I think you should.
Nice.
So I was like, okay, I'm so nervous to send my stuff to someone who's so accomplished. So I waited, just a little bit, and I finally told my husband about it, and he was just, really encouraging to make sure I send it out there. So finally I did, and I didn't hear anything for a while, a week maybe at the most. But it felt like forever because I was just like, waiting. And finally Magic called me, and he said, you really did something. And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, when I told you to send your music out, I meant a local producer in Ohio that I had posted about. But Haas listened to your demos, and he really liked your sound, and he liked what he heard. So we had a conversation, and it went from there. And, before I knew it, I was in the studio in Columbus with Magic. I have one song that's going to be on the EP that will be coming out. So I was there recording that song, and we wrapped up that session. It was great. The energy, the vibe was great. I love studio time. So I'm always on up here, when I'm in the studio. So he opened his mail and he was like, hey, before you go, Haas sent me another beat. So let's listen to it real quick. So I'm sitting there, my husband's there, he's there. He starts playing it. And I mean, it was maybe a couple seconds in that we just made eye contact, and it was just game over. We knew immediately that was it. So I
so dope.
Yes, I sat there and wrote the first verse and then the hook, recorded that so I could bring it back home and work on it the following week. Finished it the following week, went back, and then we had Make Up Your Mind.
Awesome. And nothing happens on accident. So even though you didn't intend to send it, obviously it was meant to go there, because look where you are now. And how long have you been actually aspiring to sing? Has this been a while or?
Forever. I mean, since I was little, if you asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up, it was a singer,
Okay.
So for a long time, but sometimes life gets in the way of things, unfortunately. So there was a while where it wasn't my main focus. But I'm so happy to be back and to be talking to you. So
yes, we're happy that you are singing and you're doing what you love. And that was the whole part of what we've said has happened with this COVID, this unfortunate pandemic, is everyone has been able to, or those that were really into it, tapping into their true purpose, their true desires, curating new things, so on and so forth. So congratulations for you being able to finally reach your goal, your dream, and hopefully you will get over the stage fright. Yes. So that you can really, really engage and take that on. But you will. I mean, especially if you are out with others that have already done it, you'll get, I'm sure you'll get really, really familiar.
I have wonderful mentors. So, I can't complain about that at all.
Absolutely. And as it relates to where you want to go with this, post-pandemic, say August, September, is there any specific place you want to visit to perform? Has that been on your vision board?
Not really. I would just be happy to go wherever people want me to go, I guess, really, go where the people want you. So, I'm open to anything at this point.
Humble beginnings, but that's for now. Next time I talk to you, be like, I'm going to Europe. I want to be here. I'm like, oh, I thought you just wanted to go to Chicago. Now you want to go. Now you're flying abroad. Okay, have a good time. But yeah, that's how it starts. Yes, of course. And then, like I said, once you get to New York and maybe some of those things open back up, the little, small jazz clubs and such would be amazing places for you to really get in there and, have.
That'd be amazing. Yes.
Yeah. Now, is that something that you like as well, or is it just the R&B? Are you into any other genres of music?
I love all types of music.
Okay.
I like to sing all types of music, but R&B is just where my heart's always been, just even since a very young age. And when I sit down to write, that's where it goes and where it comes from. And I mix soul with R&B. I think it definitely goes hand in hand, obviously. So I always write from my soul. I always sing from my soul. So
perfect combination.
Yes.
And then it touches our soul. So I think you did that.
Thank you.
What's in your playlist right now?
I've been listening to, let me think. I go through waves. Like sometimes I'll go a while and I won't listen to much. And then sometimes all I do is come home and listen to music. It's very up and down for me. And my husband sends me a lot of the music that I listen to, which, he just listens to more playlists than I do. So he'll send me this song, that song, that song. And that's how I've found like a lot of artists recently, like Janae Aiko. I was introduced to her by my husband. He knew, he heard her music and said, I know she'll like this, and sent it to me. So Janae Aiko a lot. I listened to her and Summer Walker, their albums on repeat. On repeat. Yeah. Ari Lennox, I've been listening to a lot last year, maybe. She's amazing. Absolutely beautiful human, beautiful voice. Jasmine Sullivan, her album that just came out, Hotels. I love that.
Yeah, now your voice is similar to hers as well.
That's a very big compliment. So thank you.
Yeah, you do have that very heavy, soulful
She's
kind of
gorgeous.
Voice. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely happy when she comes back with some new music. So whenever we hear her, then that's great. And specifically her, we love her as well. She is awesome.
Yes.
Amazing person.
Very sweet. Yes.
And humble too. She just kind of floats, it seems. So, that's an awesome way to be when you're really, really engaging with, the public. So you've got it. You definitely are ready to go. And you have an amazing song here. And please share with everyone where they can find you, the name of your song again, and, any of the other information that you want them to know, your website.
Yes, it's Make Up Your Mind. You can find me on all major streaming platforms. You can find me on Who Mag, Women of the World, Volume 3. And you can find me on Instagram and Facebook at the K Swain, Swain. You can find me on Twitter the same way. And I am so excited to be here. When MJ told me I was going to be on Champagne and Conversations, I was like, oh, I'm so excited for that. So thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. I appreciate
and you've been talking so much, so you have to have a few sips before you go. So just share something else and have a few sips. I can't let you go without being able to enjoy yourself. I didn't want you to feel like you had to talk the entire time, and then you just took a full shot of champagne. So
we'll drink a little bit. I put some diced up strawberries.
And it's so pretty. You have strawberries on it?
Yes, my mother taught me that. She puts fruit in her wine in the summer. So
we did that in February. Yes. Oh, beautiful. We did that in February, during the Valentine's time. But for me now, it's just like, just put it in the glass and let me be able to drink. And by the time I finish, I go from, start to there. And I'm like, okay, no more.
Well, it's
So,
open now, so I'm gonna have to finish it.
absolutely, yes. And you know, I have one more after you, which is Snooze Daily. And
Yes.
he's another part of your family, the Phantom of the Beat family.
Yes.
So yes, we will be gearing up for him. So I can't sip too much and then I won't be able to ask him any questions.
It'll get interesting, won't it?
Absolutely. D.K. Swain, Catherine Swain, thank you so much, dear, for joining us on Champagne and Conversations. It has been a pleasure. Excited to hear your new music. Happy to have talked to you today, and your single, Make Up Your Mind, is amazing.
Thank
So
you.
just keep going, keep glowing. Congratulations to you, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for everyone for listening and watching, and I hope I get to come back someday. It's been wonderful.
Absolutely. Just, you know what to do.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Have a good one.
Thank you. You too.